Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to Blickling Farm. Alright, what's going on today? I'm over here by the TMR mixing machine, or the mixing machine basically. And as you can see, I already have some straw in there. And I have a few bales over here ready to go. And these ones are the hay bales obviously, and these ones are silage bales, and they're good to go as well. As you can see, I do have my front loader over here already. And do I have automatic loading on? Let's see. So with automatic loading with two round bales, what this should do is, let's see if it does what I want it to do. It should just, yep, there it goes. Did I pick up 4 bales? Looks like it did. Oh, I wasn't intending to do that, but that works. So that's the automatic bale loading feature on this particular front loader attachment. It's pretty cool actually, like for stuff like that where you just want to have the right amount of bales right away. It's nice. Okay, and unlock bales. There we go. So we can probably put a few more in there. So in reality, I probably don't need the automatic loading feature on. Because, okay, so I just turned the automatic loading feature off just to give you an idea of what it's like. And if I back up this tractor correctly, which always helps, I will be able to do this properly. Here we go. This time. Alright, so that's what I was trying to do the whole time. So if I grab, let's just say, just this one bale over here, I should be able to grab one like this. And theoretically, I should be able to grab the other one. Well, not anymore, now that that hay bale's there. But actually, even though I've got the one bale here, like this, it works fairly well, like this front loader attachment. Like this is the CZ's, oh gosh, what is it? CZ something? CSZ. Front loading attachments. You can get it on Mod Hoster, and I was just testing it out because like as you saw, it has like an automatic loading feature, and it also has a don't know where that bale's going. It also has like just a regular front loader type attachment feature, which works as well. Apparently that bale really wants to roll away. I'll get it later. But it's so far I've been pleased with it. So let's see if we can do this properly. It's funny, in real life, I've done this in real life before, and it's like completely different in the game as it is in real life. Mainly because like you don't feel the weight and you can't kind of look around, like not in the same way you can in real life. Like you can kind of like sit up on your seat a little bit, and those two bales are gonna go way down there. That's fine. You can kind of sit up in your seat a little bit to kind of see where your spikes are and stuff. But in this game, you don't have that same sort of functionality. You just, you know, the depth perception isn't the same at all. No, I don't feel it at least. All right, there we go. I should be able to get both of these at the same time. And looks like we did. Oh, that's pretty good actually. But if you've never used this set before, I definitely recommend checking out. Like I don't even have the automatic loader feature on. And it's fantastic. Like the fact that I can do that easily is pretty impressive, especially with my particular lack of skills when it comes to front load. And like obviously I have the side panel, which makes this way easier, but my maneuvering's still terrible. But it just gives you an idea of like how nice this particular set is. Like they have some really cool little features. In my opinion at least. And if you like the automatic loading, like sometimes the automatic loading's nice, but in this scenario I have to like activate it, deactivate it all the time. So it's nice not to have to do that. In this case at least. Alright, let's grab this bale right here. And they do, I believe they do have a, if memory serves, I think they do have one for silage bales. Like obviously I'm using spikes and I shouldn't use spikes, yeah. So they have bale handlers like this too. And they may, quote, have some, well, that's a bale fork grabber as well. Huh. Wonder what that's for. I guess depending on what type of, I guess that's for round bales if you have them standing vertically. It's kind of neat. So that's one of the things I wanted to do this episode, was to get this mixer started basically, because it has been sitting here for the last little while. So now we have a good amount of straw, good amount of hay, not very much silage, but at least it's running now, which is good. And it has a little bit of TMR already, which is excellent. Now the funny thing is, I don't think we actually have a trailer that can hold TMR. I don't think that Stewart trailer can hold TMR, and I have no idea why. It definitely should, but it doesn't in the game, so I don't know why it's done that, was made that way, but it was. So apparently I'm tearing the bales apart. I don't know how many I picked up there, just 2. Okay, that's fine. So it looks like we need more silage bales. Now I do have more back at the beef and pig facility, which is fine, but I'll let this thing run first before I go back there. So anyways, just to give you an idea, that's what it looks like. They actually do have some other features on the outside you can kind of fiddle around with. Oh, you can even lower the pylons here. So like, if I want to lower them down, you can do that. If I want to raise them up, I can do that as well. See that right there? It's pretty neat. And you can take the safety pins out. I never knew you could do that. Open safety pins. Left Alt Q. I don't know what that actually did. Oh, there it is right there. I don't know if you saw that or not, but there's a little function right there that those pins right there came out. And I'm not sure. I guess you can switch out things if you want to. And I guess you could move these in or like widen them, I guess, from what it seems like. It's kind of neat. Alright, so what I'll do is I'll let that run for a little bit. Actually, maybe we'll grab that silage bale down there. See if we can't grab that. Just barely, it looks like. Yeah. Now the curious thing will be whether or not I can actually pick it up like this. Bale is not supported. Ah, interesting. So it doesn't have automatic loading for silage bales, but it might. It might for the other wrapper, right? Or the other. I don't know. What do you even call that other type? The grabber. I'll call it the grabber because that's basically what it is. And I went too far. Because with the grabber, it probably will do it. If they have it for this, I imagine they have it for that one too. But there we go, perfect. So that is that. That's something I've been meaning to do for a while now. There we go. Actually, let's adjust those hydraulics. There we go. Wouldn't want somebody to run into them. There you go. There's a little bit of silage in there now. I can probably fill the rest in later on. Made a mess of that pile, but that's okay. Now, as you can see, it turned into silage. I progressed time a day forward, so that's why we have those ready to go. Those are there. Wood chips, apparently. All right. So the next thing we need to do is I guess we can take this tractor. Sure, why not? Doesn't make a difference. We're gonna take a quick little jaunt around a couple of the fields that we have planted, because one of the problems we're gonna into. I'm gonna leave this fork here. Otherwise, we're gonna be driving around with spikes in the end of our tractor. We're gonna take a quick little look around to see some of the fields that we've planted. So far we have, I think it's 3 fields planted, if memory serves. Yeah, we got 4, which is actually in sugar beets, 1 which is planted in rye, I want to say, and then 12 is oats. So what we need to do is check on the fields because we have soil mod installed and see how they're doing, basically. Because if they're doing well, we won't have to do anything, but if we're not doing well, we'll have to spray a little bit of herbicide or fertilizer, just depends. Alright, let me grab a quick drink of water here, or tea. The sound you just heard was my cup, while letting the pressure out of it. It's funny, I'm afraid to sip on the cup of water or the cup of tea because it's so hot. Alright, let's get in here actually. Do a little bit of crop scouting. Oh yeah, that's actually worse than I thought it was. That's some there. Some over there, some over here. I think this one, this stuff over here, is from. I don't know. That's right there. It looks like I thought it was from the previous time, but looks like. Yep, looks like it could use some nutrients. So this is stage 1, I believe. Yeah, we'll have to spray something here. Okay, so having said that, let's go and get a sprayer of sorts. Do we have anything interesting in sprayers? Nothing we haven't seen before. I guess the John Deere one, which is the go-to one basically. There's another one that you can get as well, but that would be too small. I guess we'll just use this in the end. I think this tractor. Oh, it was sliding. I was like, it looks like it's sliding, because it was. Alright, so let's grab that. And what we'll need to do is, that is oats there. I need to remember what I plant with oats, or what herbicide works with oats. That's funny, because like this is one of the things you have to like. So when you spray, it's a little bit more like involved than when you don't have the soil mod installed. Like you have to kind of remember what goes with what. Like in this context, like I have oats here, so like I have to remember what I can plant with oats, and so on and so forth, basically, which I think is kind of cool. But it definitely adds a little bit of an element to the game. You don't, if you're not thinking about it, you're like, what do I spray here? Like that's what happens to me all the time, right? So, all right, there we go. Guess we're driving to the shop, and there's our John Deere around here in the corner, I suppose. Yeah. Alright, let's grab the John Deere. Perfect. Alright, gonna do a quick little check to see what I have to spray. Strangely enough, oats. Oats is herbicide B. Apparently I had that information up ready, which is good. Makes my life a bit easier. Now the funny thing is, like, you actually, when you're playing with soil mod, you actually use a ton of spray. Whether it is like fertilizer or herbicide or whatever it happens to be. So based on what I see, we'll probably have to spray some fertilizer as well at some point, because right now we have, our yields are going to be like abysmal because I didn't put anything down before. We don't even have, I don't think we even have slurry or anything we can put down. Not in, well, we have manure and slurry, but not nearly enough for a field. And that's one of the downfalls of this, because you really do need it quite a bit. So I wouldn't say it's a downfall, but just one of the realities. So let's go ahead and fill this up from our main farm and then spray field 12. I guess we can use the GPS for that. And I forget where the fill up point. You know what's funny? That baler there, it looks like it sits there, like, and that's where it's supposed to be, like it's an old baler or something. In reality, it's not, but it definitely seems as if it's supposed to be there. That's seeds. I think fertilizers around here somewhere. I thought it was, maybe it is right here. Nope. Oh, it is right there. I was like, I think it's around here. Apparently it is, just right in front of my face. Alright. There we go. So we need B. So what I'll do is I'll fill it up completely, and then we can switch between the two, but it will cost you money. So like if I want to fill this up with NPK, it costs a certain amount of money, and then when I switch between the different various types, it actually costs more or less depending. So we want herbicide B. So let's go with double B. If you look at my money, you'll actually see it changing depending on what I'm choosing. We want herbicide double B. There we go. And I could pick single A or single B, sorry, but the difference is when you choose that versus double, you get like a double dose of weed prevention, which is nice. Whereas with single A or single B, you don't get that prevention or as much prevention, which is why I chose double B. All right, so field 12, turning left here. Nice wide turn. And what we'll do is get set up. So everyone does this a different way. I mean spraying is what I'm referring to. Some people do like a headland first, some people don't. I don't know. We want to be positioned in, I think it'll be roughly this way. And let's bring up the GPS because it's actually not that. It's actually about 40 meters. Yeah, I think it's 40 meters. So let's do 39.1, sure. There, 39. And let's raise the front loader up there a little bit. Actually, what's interesting, the actual, I'll show you something in a second. So let's get here and just line up. There we go. Unfold. And what we'll do is we'll be able to see our marks anyways, but I need to make sure we have enough space for our booms to actually spread out. And if you're asking how I'm able to make these tram lines here, that is from the Drive Control mod, in case you're wondering. Alright, perfect. So, how are we going to do this? Let's just go straight, I guess. There we go. So you can see it, but it will be a little bit on the, you have to like pay attention to it sort of idea. I have to check, is this oats? That would be a little embarrassing if that wasn't oats. That was close. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, is that oats? I'm like, uh-oh. Did I just make a huge mistake? Luckily, I didn't. So, if you ever play with a soil mod, like spraying is an integral part of the game. So like fertilizing or spraying herbicide like I am right now. You basically don't have much of a choice here. You basically have to, in some way, shape, or form. And that's just the way they set it up. If you watch carefully, with the side panel, with the SciTech side panel, you can actually lower or raise the boom with the joystick on the side panel, which is kind of interesting on this one at least. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to not kind of follow the path completely. How big is this? We'll do it like this. And I'm trying not to hit anything with my boom. Oh, that's pretty good actually. Better than I thought it was going to be honest with you. Like in reality, what you could do is you could use the GPS controls to turn you left and right. Maybe that's what I should do next time, just to make it a nice turn. But sometimes what will happen is because you're not sure how it's going to turn, it may or may not be as nice as you would like it to be. But as you can see, like this amount of herbicide cost us like $20,000 basically. So after we bought it and then filled it up, and then once we actually filled it up and started using it, can end up really quickly. And that's why on Baldacchino, for example, why I made that seed and fertilizer facility, because it does cost a lot of money over time. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, initially it's not so bad, but then as you continually play the game, then it becomes a little bit more interesting in terms of money. Alright, so I'm going to try the GPS turn this time and see how it goes. And turn. That's not too bad, although I'm pretty sure the boom hit something. Or would have hit something if there had been anything there to hit. That's not so bad actually. What I'll have to do is do a little UE at the end and kind of go past the little middle spot there. But this is the way it works sometimes with soil mod. You have to make sure you spray things, you have to make sure everything's pretty good. Like if you look at the field, there's quite a bit of weeds in here all over the place, so in all honesty, this is the best bet. I know in real life a lot of people don't like spraying, but if you don't spray sometimes, you're not going to have any crops. And that leads to things like not having any food, for example, which is a whole other debate. But yeah, we definitely need to do this. This will also increase the soil moisture as well, which is important because our soil moisture is pretty low as well. Which that's the reason why I bought the liquid sprayer as opposed to the solid fertilizer sprayer, because of the moisture factor as well. There we go. I'm just going to turn that off for a second. Maintain that same cruising speed. Try and follow this a little bit. Try not to trample too much. And make this turn. Nice. So like even with 40 meters, it's a pretty big spread, but you end up doing stuff like this sometimes where it still takes a while. Like these fields aren't super small. Like this is probably one of the bigger ones, that's for sure. A lot bigger than a lot of, actually this one is a pretty big field. One of the bigger ones. You got 12, 3, 5, and 6. Yeah, they're all pretty big. Anyways, what I'll do is I'll finish this off camera, and then we'll come back next episode and see what we need to do. So we finally got TMR for the cows rolling, and I guess I can speed up time a little bit here. And they'll have TMR now, which is good. And then they'll be super productive because right now our cows are only partially productive, as you can see, 60%. So with TMR, they'll shoot right up there and have 100% productivity, and they have water, so they'll be 110% productivity, which is good. And eventually, it seems like maybe in the next day or two, we'll have to send some cows and pigs to the market, basically. So anyways, folks, that'll be it for me for today. I'll finish this up off camera, like I said. My name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more Blickling Farm. Catch you guys later.